Out of the Aeons by H.P. Lovecraft and Hazel Heald. Um, if you were like me growing up in the mid-90s and you've seen Stephen Sommers' remake of The Mummy, and it's a guilty pleasure. I like the film. I like Brendan Fraser. I like the actresses. I like the actors and everything. I love that British actress. I forget her name. Kate Winslet? Wait. I probably got that wrong. But please correct me for her name. But it's a shame that they replaced her character in the third film. That's the main reason why I didn't watch it or give a shit. And I hate when they replace actors. Dark Knight. Anyway, but said that the whole theme was the whole mummy, Indiana Jones kind of adventure pulp archaeology type stuff, and this is that. But this is the stuff is already made to the museum, and the horrors begin there because there is this cursed mummy and scroll, and a firefighter found upon Risen Island that previously sunk in a previous generation of the Hyboria age. This references Conan in this story, and Cthulhu and many other things of mythos. So it does kind of it's a very expansive. Well, it is a museum. And of course, there's some stuff out of date, like saying there's at a point in time 200,000 years ago they weren't even humans. Prior to 6,000 years ago, all humans were black. It just how it worked, and how we adapted. I mean, in 6,000 BC, 8,000 years ago. There's whole theories about Atlantis sinking about 12,000 years ago, and that's where Conan the Barbarian is, about just right after. That's where the timeline's supposed to be. It's sword and sorcery. It's a little bit grounded, like there's no sentient orcs or elves or dwarves or stuff like that. It's humans fighting vampires, werewolves, dragons, and other lizard men and stuff like that. It's a more conservative fantasy. That's Conan, but I'm here to talk about Out the Aeons, but got sidetracked. This tale in itself is really spine-tingling chilly. That Robert Bloch, famous pulp writer, he wanted to make this a night gallery episode. I don't know what night gallery is, but I read up on it, and it was like Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, The Outer Limits, Tales from the Dark Side, anthology type show. But they did make an episode, but somebody else rewritten it, and it was totally different. He tried to adapt this story, and it would work because, once again, Lovecraft works as an anthology show. As my number one fan, the only guy that ever comments, who cares to comment, Boo Rat, thank you. Thank you for your encouragement and your comments. They keep me going. But all of his work's like that because he was a short story writer. He wasn't great for long narrative because The Case of Charles Dexter Ward was fucking taxing. It just after a while, but it was interesting. It just Lovecraft stories are short and to the point. There's a certain idea that he tries to convey. But aside from that, I enjoyed the story. There's of course a big twist. There was, I think it was Tales from the Dark Side or one of the Creepshow sequels. I'm pretty sure it's Tales from the Dark Side that dealt with mummies. And there's a Creepshow that had Steve Buscemi and Christian Slater. They were in it, and there was a killer mummy. It's kind of like that, but different, not as out there. But this is far more sophisticated because Lovecraft loves to organize. He's very, very OCD. He likes putting dates and times and years, and he's very numerical. Aside from that, all this is a good story. I don't want to twist it, but it's a good pulpy archaeological. If you like Indiana Jones, has that bit of a twist in there too. If you're a fan of that, the mysteries of history and ancient civilizations. Today I watched Ancient Aliens Debunked. That was fascinating watching that. One guy did that whole documentary, just a pet project of his, like 3 hours and 10 minutes long of that, of just fucking kicking the teeth in of Ancient Aliens. But I do like, what's his name? Giorgio Tuscanos, the guy with the crazy Super Saiyan hair. I like him. He was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and I enjoyed him on that. But I'd like to see him again on the podcast to see if what he says. Totally all over the place. It's been a long day. Yeah, check it out. Out of the Aeons, H.P. Lovecraft and Hazel Healed. I hope I said that right. Yeah, chill, everybody.